Happy game day, Oilers Nation. It's a big one tonight as the Edmonton Oilers have a 3-1 series lead. You're watching the Giant pregame show presented by Sherwood Ford. We got the panel here. Boys, what's the vibe? What's the sentiment? Still cautiously optimistic, Jay?
Okay. You've got to keep an element of nerves, but I'll tell you one thing about last game. The whole time, the atmosphere was playoffs. Like, it was electric in that building. Oilers fans were going crazy. It was amazing. My friend had an Apple Watch, and he was getting the warning that he's in too loud of an environment.
That's hilarious.
It was buzzing. But I just felt like this was just a regular season game for some reason, and I wasn't concerned. And Mike Smith gave us a reason to be concerned, but Schmitty battles, as we know.
Available on nationgear.ca.
And our boy Nuge, our savior, Nuge, comes up big, and, those nerves that were like that pit in the stomach we were all feeling was quickly, evaporated with, our boy Nuge here.
Well, let's talk about Nuge. Hold it up again. Think of this moment.
I love this.
Right? Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, that's after his first goal in his first game against the Pittsburgh Penguins. It was a clutch goal.
Clutch.
And after that game, Oilers Nation probably sitting there going, think of all the big clutch goals Nuge is going to score in his career as an Edmonton Oiler. In this moment, this was supposed to be the start of it all.
This was the beginning of
It takes
hope.
11 years, 7 or 8 coaches, GMs, rebuilds, more first overall picks, playoff heartbreak in 2017, playoff heartbreak in the bubble, playoff heartbreak against Winnipeg, and finally, 11 years in, the longest tenured Oiler, the guy who has the chance to be the first Oiler to go wire to wire, play his entire career here. That guy's your hero in one of the biggest games in franchise history. 11 years after this, he has his moment.
And biggest moment, I feel like, because we were just saying that Mike Smith, what do you ever want to call it, mistake, blooper, number one misplay of playoff history, that could have been a detrimental moment for the Oilers and a gift to the Calgary Flames that could have changed not only that game, but the entire series around. And the only thing we'd be talking about if the Oilers didn't win that game, but Ryan Nugent-Hopkins came in so freaking clutch and literally sucked the life out of the Flames.
Any momentum was killed.
It was not normal what he did in that moment, and not normal
great.
what, happened on the other end of the ice.
But now, it's
in our past.
It happened, and then it's like, how's the team going to play after that?
Yep.
And clearly they weren't going to let it phase them, and that was such a telling sign. Mm-hmm. Like, this team, that just tells you the team believes, right? Yep. Like, a lot of teams that can just derail you completely.
Talks a lot about their psyche and how they're built up.
Exactly. And just I'm hearing things just about how the players are being outside of the rink, and it just sounds like they mean business.
Yep.
Like, they are taking this seriously, and to stay calm under something like that, like to give up a 3-goal lead and to give it up the third goal be that goal, to just not let that phase you. Like, it phased the shit out of me.
Oh my God.
But, to not let it phase them is that's a telling sign, and, gets me even more excited for game 5 here tonight in Calgary.
It's, I'm pretty fired up for tonight. I'm excited, but I'll be honest, I'm a little nervous, and maybe we can get into that more later. But I'm just,
it should be.
Thing. And when the Smith goal went in, at that point, right, they're up 3-2. It's late, or somewhat late, and I was just sitting there going, man, a lot of stuff has gone right. I had this thought. I was like, a lot of stuff has gone right in this playoff run. You think about, I remember in Game 6, you get the clutch goal late from Barrie at a point where I was sitting there, kind of feeling down in the dumps when it was tied 2-2, and I was like, how is this just not going to go their way? Because that's all we know, right? And Archibald missed that empty net. When they were up 3-2, and I was like, that's it. That's the moment that kills us. And it didn't. And then in Game 7, they're up 1-0 late, and I'm sitting there going, okay, what's the bad bounce that's just going to kill us here? Connor scores. We don't have that bad thing happen. And then you even go back. This game against the Flames, that goal goes in on Smith, and you're thinking, that's going to sink them. The series is going to be 2-2. There's the moment that ruins this magical ride we've been on. And then it just doesn't. And the good times just keep rolling. And for some reason, as a jaded Oilers fan with all the trauma, I'm sitting here going, tonight, there's just too much going good for them right now, and I don't know how to handle it or process it.
They're creating luck. You got to be good to be lucky, and they are working their asses off.
This is trauma, and I understand this as someone who's followed the Leafs their entire life. You guys are feeling and speaking out of trauma, which I totally understand. And it's almost better to be cautiously optimistic than completely let down. But as someone who's kind of outside the bubble, as much as I'm in it, I haven't been a long-term fan like you guys. Since Game 3, since the way the Oilers came out in Game 3, hot out of the gate, and absolutely, the Flames did not stand a chance in that game at all. I said to Mike, I'm like, you guys will win this series. I said, Calgary won't win another game after this game. So I'm still firm on that.
Were you
I'm
touching
not,
the crystals when you said this?
I was.
Excellent.
And
Okay,
then yesterday,
good.
Mike's like, see, I told you that like there's still things to worry about. You never know with the Oilers, but I'm like, I still have faith. And then Nuge came out and saved the day. And I don't want to like assume, but I'm really not stressed. And I said that last pregame show, and I'm gonna, stay with that. I think Calgary has a lot of pressure on them tonight. Yeah. They're on home ice. They need to win or they're out. Where the Oilers.
It'll be very interesting. Like it'll be interesting to see. Like I expect the best effort to date from the Flames tonight. Like I expect it, but at the same time, there's so much pressure on them that might just maybe they just try too hard.
And that's the thing.
The thing that we've been able to do in games 2, after 10 minutes into game 2 and on, is we've been able to get the Flames to play our game.
Yeah.
We were playing their game. We were letting their forecheck dominate us and all those things that they do so well. But we're getting them to play our game. And if they're playing our game, they can't keep up. So as long as we can maintain that. But the thing is, I actually believe the team believes they can.
Yeah.
And that's what you're seeing. Like I was hosting someone from Toronto to the game on Tuesday. And you can just see it. Like, we bounce back from the Smitty mishap. We win the game, but it's then how the players all take to the ice, and it's like they genuinely like love, appreciate, like there's some good energy around this unit. They are an absolute unit right now, and you can just see it in their actions. And like that stuff goes a long way because that's the stuff when you need to roll up your sleeves in the gritty moments that gives you the motivation to push through because you don't want to let your buddy down.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that, and it's like so, like I don't know. There it is. It's a very special time in Edmonton right now.
I'm so happy for Oilers fans, and you know what? It's nice to see because Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl obviously doing their job. You can't say enough about what Connor McDavid's doing. I even feel like Nathan McKinnon has found another level for the Avs because he knows
goal last night.
Right was nuts because he almost knows exactly what Connor McDavid's doing. So. I know the hockey fans are praying that they get a Oilers-Avs matchup, but let's focus on tonight first.
Job's not done.
I love the fact that other guys are stepping up too. Hyman and Kane both have 5 goals this playoff series. That is insane that they just keep going on this run. I know Toronto fans everywhere across the world are crying, but I'm happy for Hyman because he's having a career year. And absolutely kind of like Connor McDavid's the game changer on this team, but Hyman like brings it. I don't know, like you almost want to play for Hyman.
Yeah, like he does it right. Like a guy just works hard, and man, can he just hold the puck? Like he can defend, and his puck protection is through the roof. But like that's he plays that kind of gritty, hardworking style of game, which that is perfect for playoff hockey. Like you get rewarded for that style.
Another guy too, Evander Kane. In the last 25 NHL playoffs, he is already tied for 20th in goals scored in a playoff run. We're only the last 25 playoffs, he's tied for 20th in most goals in a single run. He's only 3 goals away from the record in the last 25 years, which is 15, and Ovechkin and Crosby share that number. And they each played 24 games to get to that point. Like, it's crazy what Evander Kane's doing. He's over a goal a game. A goal a game.
Yeah, that's insane. But that's some power forward shit that guy's doing, right? Yeah. And obviously he has the best player in the world feeding him the puck, but he's making the play to make the goal. He's driving the net. Like he's bringing, he can bring physicality. Like this, like the playoffs are designed for a guy like that. And, the fact that he's on the line, he is like in the style he plays, he's dominating.
I want to bring up this moment from Davinsky in the Twitch chat. And it was when the Oilers were on the PK late. Calgary was pushing a little bit, and there was that puck that squirted out in front of the net and kind of stopped just outside the blue pane, and Smith went to the wrong side of the post. My heart stopped. Like, I was like, oh my God. And then Bouchard just very calmly came in and swept it away.
Superpower. He's always
that was alarming.
We got Will in the Facebook chat saying that he expects the dirtiest effort from the Flames tonight and that the Oilers need to withstand the pressure from the get. And I agree with that. I think that if there's anything that I'm not concerned, but if there's anything I expect tonight, I think we're going to get a very dirty, scrappy Calgary team. And
they're going to be desperate.
Maybe that almost
that's a good thing.
Typical
Penalties.
Battle of Alberta game that people, expect aside from how much like the goal scoring has been in this entire series, but I think tonight might be scrappy and exactly.
Yeah.
It could be a very good thing for the Oilers.
Yeah, just don't retaliate. Like it's now business mode for you guys. It's not about, yes, eye for an eye in certain circumstances, but just if Calgary's going to come out like that, let them. And just make sure that we're forcing our game upon them and let them go get crazy because the stakes are high on them. They're going to get mad. They might do things like this is the time where you get into the dirty stuff if you need to, if it's defending a teammate and doing like that. But right now you are on, you've got your suit on, you got your briefcase with you. You got your nice mocha iced latte, and you are going and you're coming to do work and the business of closing this deal of the second round.
Who do you think on the Oilers drinks a mocha iced latte?
I could see it being pretty popular.
I can see Yamamoto. I see he's a big sugar hungry guy just because he's just a kid, you know. Like I can see him just like crushing a pack of sour kids at intermission.
I can see that too, actually. Yeah. That's not a bad pick.
But you know what? The one thing I've noticed about Yamo and what he's bringing is they're talking about like just that glue, that cohesive unit. I feel like he's a really big part of that. You see all the fun he has with all the teammates going out for us. Like you see that with the Caps. You see that with like winning teams. They got all that. We never had that, and he's a big driver of that. So like he's a big glue guy.
Here's a question from Ryan in the Facebook chat. Sorry, it went away. If you had to choose to only sign Puljujarvi or Kane, who do you choose?
I right now they're both here, and it's the playoffs. I'll worry about that in the summer.
That's a safe answer, Tyler.
There's a bigger conversation to have around that, but right now it's playoff mode. They are Edmonton Oilers. Let's go.
You guys are funny.
That's off-season content.
That's off-season content.
We need to save the content. For
save
the
it. Yeah.
I like this one from Alex in the Facebook chat, giving us a little love, saying he's watching it all the way from Germany and says Oilers in 5.
Oh,
shout out to Germany.
And then Alex here says, guys, thanks for creating and posting informative stuff. Did you just read that?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh my God, sorry.
That's
I
him
was
from
reading
Germany.
it as you probably
love
said
Germany.
it.
Well,
Here
and Alex, stay tuned. OilersNation.de, the team. We're going to be talking with them this summer. We're planning a big German group coming to Edmonton next year. So, Alex, if you can, join us.
That'll be fun.
It's always fun.
Germans are a good time.
Also, shout out Larvinen. There's rumors that Larvinen's coming to Edmonton next week. You have not met Larvinen?
No.
You're going to meet Larvinen. We'll bring him into a pregame show.
Okay.
That guy is energy.
Okay.
Yeah,
can't wait.
he's great.
Can't
We're bringing in some Finnish big guns.
I'm excited.
Jägberger lineup report tonight. We can jump into that quickly with Evander Kane specifically. We were talking about him.
Is he playing?
Yes. He was not in Calgary because his girlfriend was giving birth to their child.
Where
Iverson Kane.
In Edmonton?
In Edmonton.
Oh, okay, because I wasn't sure where she was.
I believe.
Because if it's in Edmonton, then, actually, no problem.
Yeah.
But like, did he have to fly to California?
No, he is going. Jay Woodcroft said Evander Kane is an available player tonight for the Edmonton Oilers.
Excellent.
So the lineup for the Oilers is expected to stay the exact same. My question is, you're up 3-1 in the series. The same lineup has won you the last 3 games.
Yes.
Would you have kept rolling with it, or would you have looked and said,
Start Koskinen.
or would you have looked at this and
Oh
said,
my God, I was like, wait, really?
is this a game to get Dylan Holloway into?
Oh, man.
I say no because you're on the road.
Absolutely say no. Like, there's not, like, we don't need to
3-1
rush
at home,
that kid in here. Like,
I know.
You don't want to set him up for failure. Like, I'm not saying he's going to fail. He might, maybe he's the answer and blow you away, but like, it's working right now. So you don't want to mess with that.
I agree.
Yeah.
Don't fix what's not broken.
That's fair.
And I'm superstitious.
And he's getting good experience just by being around this as well. And that's really what it's all about. And then getting bag skated at practice.
Yeah, that too. As a black ace. If they were on home ice tonight, I would have done it. Given a regular, maybe there's an Archibald or a Cassie and you want to pop out of the lineup and just play him, I'd be tempted. There's that intrigue there with a guy like Dylan Holloway.
Oh, I know. Like, I'm very excited about that guy and look forward to seeing him play as an Oiler. But it's playoffs and he's a young guy and like I'm not doubting his abilities, but there's the whole like mental aspect of playoff hockey. It is a different beast. And like you do that if we've got, if someone gets hurt, you bring him in, of course. If we have like a few players that are absolutely, not contributing at all and are a detriment to the team, then of course. But I just don't. We got good juju right now.
Yeah.
And I like Archibald in the lineup. I actually really like that.
I know he's a polarizing subject, but I like the phicality that he brings. Too. Like, yeah, he led to that one Backlund goal with that mistake he made at the blue line. But like, he brings that physicality, and that helps wear down teams. Like it means something. It really does.
He's
I know.
barely playing.
Yeah, and I know like you can look at his analytics, but like this is one where it's like that's not why he's there.
I disagree, but
that's fine.
Anyways, I don't expect them to take him out because you don't mess with the winning lineup. Yeah. So that's my take on Archibald and the Holloway thing too. I know some people wanted us to ask about it, and I wouldn't bring him in yet. Game 6, if you were to lose tonight, yeah, maybe, but we're not worried about that, right?
Oh, let's just win. Yeah. Selfishly, I've got a wedding on Saturday.
Ooh.
And
that's a tough spot to be in.
And Jay doesn't want to last minute cancel his RSVP.
Yeah. And like the guy who's getting married, huge Oiler fan. And I know he's probably also stressing. So we're really cheering for a win tonight.
Let's win it for him, yeah.
And if not, then I'm bringing Crawford to the wedding and leaving early.
That's a smart play. All right, got to get Crawford to bed.
Yeah, and then I'm praying for an 8:30 start, and then I might be able to go to the game. I need a perfect storm. But anyways, we're not talking about something that's not
publicly.
Even. What's that?
So you shouldn't have said that publicly. You don't want to show your cards, you know?
Whatever. You know what? I'm an open book.
Fair enough. Lineup for the Calgary Flames also expected to stay the same tonight, by the way. But
they're starting Markstrom.
Yes. Are you actually surprised by that? No, you're not.
I'm surprised they haven't pulled him yet. That's all.
Well, the one game he did get yanked, right?
Yeah. But
I thought they were going to pull him after the first period in Game 4.
Yeah.
But I want to share this from Daryl Sutter today in his press conference. It's a 2-part quote. The first one was he was just asked about the Flames and how they're keeping up with the Oilers. And he said it's got nothing to do with effort or anything like that with any of our guys that haven't been as productive after Game 1. But you have to give Edmonton credit. Maybe our guys are doing all they can. Maybe Edmonton's just a little bit better right now. Nobody's talked about that. It's always about the negative. What about the good stuff that's going on?
He is trying to reverse jinx. We're on to you, Daryl Sutter. You're smart. You're a smart man.
I thought that was going to be your take.
Reverse jinx or not, though, but think about it. Like last game, getting that goal and how quick did Nuge score that first goal?
Oh, yeah, that was
like that to me, immediately, I'm like, if I'm a guy on the Flames, I'm like, well, damn.
Yeah.
Like this sucks because we're literally in the second of the game and we're down a goal. Mm-hmm. And the Oilers have the momentum and they're on home ice. Like, if the Oilers are able to do that tonight and quickly, like we always say, start quick, start fast, don't sleep as soon as puck drop. And sometimes that's the case with the Oilers. Yeah. But if they're able not to do that, I mean, Sutter has a point, whether he's doing the reverse jinx or not. But like the Oilers are really good right now.
Well, that's the whole narrative. Like, and this is something like our boy Rick from the Pint is really pushing. Like I went to, hosting a guy from Toronto. I'm like, what do you want to do? He's like, Jay, just do what you need to do for this game. I'm like, okay, we're going to the Pint to see Rick.
Yeah.
We got to go see Rick to set the tone for the game. So we go see Rick, and he's just like, we got to stop this narrative about, what Calgary's not doing, and that's the reason why Edmonton's, getting the results. It's about actually what Edmonton is doing and what Calgary can't do to keep up. Like, that's the narrative we need to switch. And, after Game 1, you can't argue that statement. Like if like I said, if we can play our game, like Calgary clearly has a tough time, and they forced back 10 of last game because that's obviously they're showing that they need to try to improve the defense because like our big guns can expose those big lads. Like McDavid is just like deep panting all of them. It is beautiful.
It's weird how this series has kind of flipped what you think of conventional NHL playoff hockey on its head, right?
It's also Oilers fans like being like, like we don't like we're also like leading to that.
But when you think of what traditionally works in the playoffs, it's always like, hey, the stars cancel each other out. You win it with your third and fourth lines, good defensive hockey, good goaltending. And that's usually the recipe. And the Oilers have been their stars driving them. Yeah. Chaos at times in their own end, although I do think their defense has been pretty good on a whole this series. Better in the but it's the stars outworking the other stars and the bottom
good goaltending.
And good goaltending and the bottom six is erasing each other, but it's the reverse of what it usually is. And I think that's interesting. The Flame Stars have not shown up in the last 3 games. The Oilers Stars in games 2 and 3 won them those games. Game 4, I get it. The depth, Nugent Hopkins, unreal. But it's been
who's also
series.
like he's our third line center, but he's a top 6 guy.
Yeah.
But that's depth now. You can say that Nuge's your third line center anyways.
Do you think these Flames, like the stars on the Calgary Flames, do you think, and this includes Markstrom, I want to include him in the conversation because I don't think it's as easy as people think to get out of this like mentality and mindset if you're in a slump to like quickly wake up one day and be like, today's the game. Like Markstrom and certain players may have that idea, but if he gets scored on in the first 5 seconds of the game, he's mentally back in it.
Yeah.
And, you know, if Gaudreau and Tkachuk are being stopped, they mentally may not be able to get in it as quickly as they want to. So is this a game where they're like turning it on, or are the Oilers still shutting them down? Because it's not easy for them to just kind of turn it right around with literally 1 game to spare. I mean, it's do or die for them.
Yeah.
I will give Markstrom some credit. Like he stopped 17 shots in the final 40 minutes. Like he seemed to have actually find a bit of a groove.
He's got pockets of time, like where he does good. Like that was it game 3 or that there was a 0-0.
Yeah,
like he played extremely well, but we just didn't.
It's the Oilers wearing them down.
Yeah, they just hit that tipping point.
But tonight's gonna be close. Like I wouldn't be surprised if this is another 1-goal game, whichever way it rolls. Like I just think we're in for another tight hockey game. I think you're gonna. I know I've been saying this for 3 games. I think you're getting the best effort you've gotten all series from the Flames tonight. Their backs are against the wall. You said dirty. I think they're going to be desperate. It's going to be It's going to be a different hockey game.
I've got a question, and I don't know if this was an absolute hallucination that I had before going into game 4.
Okay.
But I saw on Twitter 5-3 Edmonton trending. Did anyone see that? I saw it, and then I'm like, oh, okay. Well, people are talking. So then
Are you sure it wasn't after the game? Saw this?
No. This is before the game.
This was there was probably multiple
I
realities.
swear. If anyone watching in the chat, if anyone when they were checking trending topics at some point before the game on Tuesday, if you saw 5-3 Edmonton, I swear I saw it. I also bet puck line because of it. But because I was like, all right, well, if that's what's out in the universe, I'm just gonna try to cash in on it. I didn't put too much on it, but I sprinkled.
Yeah.
But like I saw it, and then the game ended. I'm like, oh my god, it's 5-3. Like this is too weird, and I don't know if I had a vision, but I don't think I did. I just want that confirmed.
I actually feel like you might have like experienced another dimension. I believe in that, by the way. The Crystals, maybe the Crystals are doing a lot more here than we even know.
Well, let's be honest. You get into a playoff run as a fan, it's a very exhausting time. Every other day, you're up till midnight. And then, if your team wins, you can't sleep. You're not getting too much sleep. I've got a newborn at home, and so I'm not getting much sleep to begin with. Plus, we're running a company that has to, do a lot of work during the playoffs. So, like, I'm wondering if I just, like, hallucinated out of fatigue.
Dalton in the Facebook chat says he saw it.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. That's the thing. I saw it because I was trying to tell the guy I was with. I'm like, I swear I saw this as a trending topic. Like, this is so weird. Anyways, okay, good. I'm glad we myth busted that.
So predictions then. Give me your vision. Let's talk a little betting here as we take a look at the Edmonton Oilers, who are road dogs tonight.
Do we bark?
Road dogs. That is, I will admit, that is a very, very interesting spot.
It's there's juice.
There's juice, and if you want
plus 131 on the money line, oh baby,
plus 300 on the reverse puck line. The Oilers to win in regulation tonight are should be plus 180. Plus 205, sorry.
This is maybe a sprinkle a little bit on the regulation, but like once
that
again,
regulation's tempting.
I bet to manifest the outcome I want in playoffs. I don't get all crazy, so like just Johnny business. I was gonna say Johnny Lunch Pail, but we mean business right now. We're wearing our suits. Money line, especially playing plus, like just like you want the win, so just bet on the win.
Yeah,
and then if you want to chase the juice a little bit, sure, sprinkle. But like my core bet is around just the win, and then I'll dabble a little bit in props.
Yeah,
it's hard not to bet on Kane.
Speaking of props, McDavid has not scored now in back-to-back games. I think I like him to find the back of the net not once, but I'm going to go ahead and say 2+ goals for Connor McDavid tonight at plus 800.
He's going to will it.
Plus 800. He hasn't scored in a few. I think Connor's going to be hungry to find the back of the net. I think we get a nice goal off the rush and then a backdoor little jam in to seal it late in the third.
Like that 2 games ago when Kane scored the hat trick and he goes by the bench and then Connor's like, he's like pump. Then you see him mouth like, oh yeah, it's coming. And I'm like, I don't know what he's referring to, but I'm like, this like Connor is dialed in.
Absolutely.
Obviously his points are suggesting that, but like, he's gonna will this. So like, yeah, elimination game when it really, 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 really matters. I can see Connor elevating.
Just
more.
looking over at the Twitch chat here, we got some score predictions. Bearded Brad says 6-1 for them Oily boys. Genesis says 5-2 Oilers. And Joey Frenette says 6-0 dub coming tonight.
Ooh.
The thing about Mike Smith has always bounced back very, very well after he has a mess-up moment, right?
Yeah.
You go back, Game 1 against the LA Kings. He messed up. He follows that up with a 30-save shutout in Game 2. Game 1 of this series, he gets yanked. He follows it up with a .925 save percentage and a win and a handful of great saves.
Mm-hmm.
He always bounces back well from a bad mistake.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We got here in the Facebook chat, Will says 5-2. Another fan says 5-0. Ricky 4-3. Maddie 4-3. McDavid OT winner.
Oh, OT.
Oilers win 4-2. Everyone's confident. It seems no one. I mean, I'm sure there's nerves, of course. You guys are massive long life fans, and this would mean everything to you all. But everyone's confident. I feel like that's valid.
Liam betting. Your boy Leon Draisaitl over 1.5 bets on our betting pod BLT Bets. Find it wherever you get your podcast from. You said Leon Draisaitl over 1.5 points is the best bet of the BOA. Are we going back to the well tonight?
We are going
It's
back
still
to the
plus.
well. It's
Plus 125?
125. I already hit it. First thing I did this morning was hit that bet.
Wake up, brush your teeth, Draisaitl over 1.5.
Yes.
I love it.
I was also actually going to go with McDavid, like what you said.
2+?
Yeah, 2+
Goals,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just going to ride the money line too.
Nice. All right. That's
What's
good.
Kane and Hyman at? Because I actually feel like one of them is going to keep it going.
Kane to score is plus 165. Hyman to score is plus 230.
I take Hyman.
Yeah,
I take Hyman.
I like that.
Last game, I got a $10 free bet, and I put it on Ryan Nugent-Hopkins to score first.
I put on Hyman.
$160 off my
Good
free
for
$10
you.
bet. Beers on your M check tonight.
Do you take Amber to dinner when you win like that?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
He's a good boyfriend.
Burritos.
Yeah, burritos.
All right, guys.
All right.
Are we doing a key to the game?
Yes, Yegburger keys to the game, and I got something special to say courtesy of our friends at Yegburger. As you know, they are always doing their burger and their milkshake of the month, and it is special this month as well as they are teaming up with Cookies by George to help raise funds for NISA Homes. They got a special burger combo coming tomorrow and for this Saturday, where $5 from every combo will be donated to the charity as well. They're also doing a special $20 combo that includes the go-to burger, fries, and the milkshake of the month, which is the George's Peanut Butter Cookie Milkshake as well. A ton of great stuff. If there is a Game 6, Yegburger's got to be your spot for it with all this going on.
And if there's not a Game 6, it's got to be your spot anyways to celebrate.
A Saturday,
moving on.
No hockey. All you have to do is eat Yegburger. That's the whole day.
That's a good
Do you
job.
guys survive by mixing a milkshake and a burger and fries?
Absolutely.
That's doable?
That's how you do it at Yegburger. There's no other way.
Yeah, 100%.
It's, yeah.
He also carries some fun pops. It's called Barbican, and there's a pomegranate flavor that I'm just addicted to.
I would try that. That I would try.
Yeah. Emad put me onto it one time when I came to visit, and every time I go, it's because my girlfriend always gets the milkshake, so I get the best of both worlds. So I get my Barbican, and I split the milkshake.
Smart.
It's a win-win.
Keys to the game for me is bounce back from Schmitty and depth scoring again. If those two happen, it was the same keys as last game. If Schmitty battles, puts on a good show, if someone on the second or maybe even the third line tonight finds the back of the net, I'm not worried about the Oilers stars getting 1 or 2. I'm not worried. Maybe one of them's on the power play, whatever. A depth goal, good performance from Schmitty, and we'll have the weekend off with no pregame shows. I'll put it that way.
Which would be nice. Get some sleep.
These are fun.
We'll get some sleep though. Much needed rest.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Job's not done. Leon Draisaitl is getting better by the second, so that is very promising. So for us, Schmitty's going to be a big. We have to expect Calgary is coming.
Yep.
And that's just going to mean shots. So we need to do our best to block, but we need Schmitty to battle hard tonight. I think he wants it. I think he would want nothing more than to eliminate Calgary on Calgary ice. That plus we just got to show up. Just make him play our game. That's it.
Yep.
For me, I think obviously most of the pressure's on the Flames right now. I think there is some pressure on the Oilers to close out this series. The boys can't think of it that way. Just go out and do what they've continuously been doing. It's just, another game, eliminate the pressure that they might be facing, eliminate what they're going to feel in Calgary, because you know it's going to be a loud arena.
Yep.
And just be even keeled tonight, because I think the Flames, I really do feel like the Flames are going to come out being dirty, and they got to be the smarter team tonight, and just keep doing what they're doing, because they've been the better team.
Fair enough.
That's my key.
All right.
All right, guys, this is it.
Go well.
Everyone do a big inhale, a big exhale, and just believe, right?
Believe. It's okay to be nervous.
Yeah.
But this is exciting times.
6 hours till puck drop.
This,
Counting it
yes.
down.
Enjoy this, Oilers fans.
All right, everyone, this has been your Giant pregame show presented by Sherwood Ford, and hopefully we'll see you guys next round, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, bye, everyone.